welcome to another Accelerate Her interview. I'm Elizabeth Pirrie, and with me today, rather than a fabulous female founder, I have an amazing angel. Rhona Campbell is a board member of Investing Women Angels and was in fact one of the first members to join 5 years ago when it started up. Hi Rhona, lovely to see you.
Hi Elizabeth, yeah, great to be here, and yeah, looking forward to being interviewed by you.
Excellent, I'm looking forward to getting a good chat with you. Rhona, can you start off by giving everyone a wee bit of background about yourself? How did you get to be where you are now?
Wow, yes, so I have to go back a wee bit, but yeah, so my background is in product management and corporate marketing. I've worked for a number of global software and technology companies. So my experience is very much in taking an idea, a concept, and working that through development, launching it, and also growing that product worldwide. I've worked for many different companies in the fintech payments industry, customer relationship management, as well as online content. So quite a varied background.
That is quite varied. So any products that you've helped develop that we might know? Or is it all sort of background stuff?
Yeah, I mean, I've worked with Convergys on their billing platform. So that was one of the first mobile billing platforms in the world. And also worked with IBAN. So they're a company that you probably, when you're staying in a hotel overseas, it's their TV, it's their online content platform that's used in hotels worldwide.
Oh, okay, well, there you go. And what after that then, Rhona? So how long did you work in that field and where did you go from there?
Yeah, so I was, I would say about 25 years, 25 to 30 years probably actually. And then about 8 years ago, I set up my own company, really wanting to work with startup technology companies. So helping them to evaluate the market, to identify who is their customer, and helping them to commercialize their product. So I've been doing that for a number of years. And that's really how I started to get involved with female entrepreneurs and working with very kind of early stage startup companies to help them commercialize and launch their products.
I know that feeling. When I set up my own bookkeeping business and started working with sort of startup entrepreneurs, that's when I first got the bug for working in that field, because it's really rewarding, isn't it?
Well, absolutely, and it's so inspiring, you know, to work with these females who, and other, startup companies that have got some, great ideas, fantastic technology, and helping them to kind of launch their product and helping them to grow. It's a very rewarding thing to do.
And how amazing for them to be able to benefit from your sort of 25 years worth of experience in the industry. I mean, thinking of that timeline in the early days, I guess tech wasn't such a big thing. Did you find you were in the minority of women working in that field?
Yes, very much so. Working with technology companies, there weren't that many females in senior positions. Um, and certainly, my background both in the product marketing side as well as the corporate marketing side, that is quite unusual because you tend to find you either kind of specialize in one area. So I've kind of bridged the gap between the two, because I started off in corporate marketing, but got more involved in, how the products were being developed, and around, what's the USPs in those products, and really started to get more involved in working with the development team. And that's how I moved over to the product management side. So it's great to be able to have that experience of, taking from just an idea right through to launching and growing a product.
Yeah, absolutely. That's brilliant. And so you set up your own business 8 years ago. You've enjoyed working with female founders. What then led to you becoming an angel investor?
Yeah, I mean, it was never something that I kind of actively pursued, But it was because of my experience of working with female founders that I really enjoyed. And I just was looking for other ways of being able to be involved with female founders, being able to help them, to mentor them. And that's when I heard about Jackie Waring and Investing Women, and how they were there to support and give access to investment for female founded companies. And I thought, wow, this is something that sounds really interesting, and something that I would, really love to be involved in.
Mm-hmm. Jackie talks so passionately about it. I'd challenge anyone to listen to her and not want to get involved. For those watching who perhaps aren't familiar with angel investment, Rhona, can you sum up angel investment, what being an angel investor means in a few sentences?
Yeah, I would say, I mean, the words that come to mind are, inspiring. It's a great way to learn, to find out more about new companies, new technologies, things that you're exposed to that you would never get exposed to normally. So it's a great way
Such as?
of, biotech, for example. Some of the companies that we see are, can be varied from, biotech, biosciences, manufacturing, e-commerce, software technology. So, you get to see a wide range of companies, and working with a wide range of female founders. So it's a great way to, see what new ideas, what new technologies are out there.
Yeah, I completely agree, because being part of the team, I get to see all this as well. And you're probably like me, you'll find yourself talking quite intelligently about things that you never thought you would, because you pick it up as you're going along, and there really are some very clever ideas out there. So I know there's people going to be watching thinking, well, Rhona's an angel investor, so she must be a millionaire. Is that the case, Rhona, without getting too personal?
Unfortunately, it's not the case. And I think that's, at first why I was, very much wanting to be involved with female entrepreneurs, but didn't necessarily see that I was going to go down the investment route, because I always thought that, you needed lots of money, or it was very complicated, or just seemed very high risk, wasn't necessarily the right thing for me. But actually, speaking with Jackie and becoming more involved in the process. I mean, I very much dipped my toe in at the beginning, so it was a very kind of small amount of money that I invested in my first company, just a few thousand. And you don't have to have large amounts of money to invest. So it is very accessible to most people. So I very much kind of dipped my toe in just to sort of kind of test, see what happens, understand the process, the legal side of things. And actually it was very straightforward. And the great thing about Investing Women is that you have other female angels there who come from such a wide background, and who've grown businesses, who've been involved in many different aspects and types of businesses. So you very much have a kind of support network there as well. So if it's a biosciences company, you're thinking, gosh, I don't really quite understand what that's about. You usually find somebody in the syndicate who kind of understands that area, comes from that background, or somebody who has financial management experience. So it's great that you can bounce ideas, you can get other input for other angels, and it just helps you have a more informed decision, so that you can explore different things and think, well, is this the right investment for me? So you can get other objective views from people, and help you make an informed decision. And really from there, it was very much dipping my toe and thinking, well, actually, this is quite straightforward. And from there, it's just grown. I've invested more money, and I've done follow-on investments as well. So, all the investments are in your name. It is very much your decision if you want to invest. But being part of that syndicate group, I think, is very beneficial, as well as, you know, getting to meet and you know, to be involved with you know, other very inspiring angels.
Absolutely, you're all an incredible bunch of
Mm.
women, and I learn something from you every time I talk to one of you. I did actually do a wee bit of analysis of some of the figures, and the smallest individual investment from our group has actually been £500. The largest individual investment was 500,000. But actually, typically, most of the investments are under the £10,000 mark. So, and in fact, 2/3 are under £5,000. So, very accessible. And there is a wee bit of risk involved, but you manage that, and of course, take advantage of the tax benefits, which we're not going to go into here. We're talking about fun stuff here. And talking of fun stuff, Rhona, what's the best thing about being an angel? Can you narrow it down to one thing?
I think it's great that you can invest in companies that you believe are going to make a difference. I think for me, that's one of the things that I enjoy the most, is the fact that you can invest in some really groundbreaking companies that you know are going to really make a difference in the field that they're in, and in some cases, you know, can actually make a difference to the world. So it's great that you've done your wee bit to kind of help, and also, you know, you follow that journey. So, you know, you get updates on what's happening with the company. You can also, you know, most of these companies are very accessible. So it's great that you can follow that journey. You can be involved in the progress of the company, and hopefully, you know, it will be a good financial outcome for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really exciting when you get updates in from the companies, isn't it? What have you done now? And just incredible what some of them are doing, what all of them are doing, really.
Yeah.
So when you're looking at investments, Rhona, is that what you look for? Is that your sort of particular, I know all the individuals in the group have different things that interest them, but for you, is it a company that makes a difference? Is that your key thing that you look for?
I think I like to invest in companies that I find really interesting. And I think where a company is going to make a difference or potentially make a difference, I think I do find that very interesting. But also, it's about the team as well. I mean, obviously, you want to make sure that there's a good market opportunity there for the product. But I think also the kind of deciding factor is the team. If all those other elements are in place, but there's a great team, then yeah, you know, yeah, that's a company that I would like to invest in.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's great to see some, you know, some of the, you know, founders, the female founders that are leading these companies are, you know, absolutely fantastic individuals. And again, it's great to be able to support these women in growing their businesses.
Yeah, absolutely. It's fantastic just to be part of that journey with them, isn't it? Rhona, I could talk to you all afternoon, but mindful of the time that people might not want to listen to us talking all afternoon, although I don't understand why. I'm going to just wrap it up by asking, I have been asking the female founders that I've been interviewing, I'm trying to compile a female founders Hall of Fame. So can you add someone to that Hall of Fame who has, perhaps they've inspired you on your journey or supported you along the way? Who would you put in there?
Yeah, I mean, this one might seem a bit kind of left field, but when I'm asked, you know, who's one person that inspires you, is Michelle Obama. I just find that she's, you know, such an inspiring woman, you know, who's supporting and encouraging young females to, you know, believe themselves and to follow their dreams. And, you know, she's just somebody who does it with such grace and integrity. So I just think, you know, somebody who's there supporting females at very early age to really kind of reach their potential. And, you know, investing women, I suppose, is doing their bit in that, and in helping female founders to, you know, support them to grow their business, but also gives them access to investment to help them grow.
What a fantastic choice. I love Michelle Obama. She strikes me as being very down to earth as well. I'd love to go for a cup of tea with her, or maybe something a little bit stronger, and just have a good natter.
Absolutely, yeah.
And put the world to rights. And as
Absolutely.
you say, so inspirational for a generation, I think. So that is a brilliant choice. Rhona, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. I always do enjoy talking to you. Thank you so much for giving me your time this afternoon.
No, thank you. And I really enjoyed it.
Great. All it remains is for me to, as ever, thank our wonderful sponsors, the Scottish Government, Barclays Eagle Labs and CGI UK. If you want to catch up with more Accelerate Her interviews, be sure to subscribe to the Accelerate Her channel and click the bell to get notifications when we upload a new video. Thanks for watching, and please keep inspiring one another.